Then we have these windows here that look into our main storage room. The lights are on because we probably have somebody working in there at the moment. Normally they're sitting in the dark for preservation purposes and for that reason in particular. But you see here in the windows currently a spectacular, really, display of materials from the American Southwest.
And then as you go back, you've got shelves and shelves and shelves.
Shelves and shelves, yeah.
Storage, archive.
Actually, if you come this way, you get a sense of the shelves. And this is, this represents about 2/3 of this particular room. There's another section, and then we have other storage facilities, and then we also, because our collections. This is some of our pre-Columbian material from Central America.
So now, is there a particular time frame or era that you're trying to collect from that you're focusing on?
No, in the Americas, everything starts about pretty much 12, 15,000 BC, depending on who you talk to. And there isn't any actual material culture until you get to about 3000 BC. So, those first 8,000 years, all we have is stone material, the leftover stone projectile points and things like that. And so it's only after about 3000 BC do we actually have things that, other materials that we start to collect. And there's settlements, so you actually have architectural places, foundations and things like that. Ceramics really don't come into most of North America until probably 300 to 600 AD, and it doesn't really start in Central America until 1800 BC. Okay. So it's so we're really only collecting about $5,000 years worth of material culture with stone artifacts that are older. This is a lot of our basket collection. Southeast baskets we're very strong in, which is what you're taking pictures of.
Now this is Southeast.
Southeast, so it would include Choctaw material, Chickasaw, Creek, Seminole. Yeah.
So how do you get these baskets? Are they found here? Are they created by people nowadays?
Well, some are contemporary, but for example, the Choctaw, there are no local Choctaw basket makers here in Oklahoma.
Okay.
But there still are Choctaw basket makers in northern Mississippi and in Louisiana. And so they're the ones, if we're collecting contemporary, they're the ones that we acquire baskets from, or others acquire baskets from and then donate to us.
Right.
Because of the strength of our collections and our reputation, I can say with great certainty that we can expect to receive between 1,200 and 2,000 Choctaw baskets over the next 10 years. Wow. And then in terms of just the Southeast, we're probably talking about 6,000 to 8,000 more baskets coming into the collection over the next 10 years because of donors or future donors who have pledged their collections to us, knowing that their collections are going to come into a great collection already. Probably here in Idabel, Oklahoma, collections that are in the top 10 of collections are in the country.
Really?
Southwest Ceramics is one of them. Modern to contemporary Southwest Ceramics is one of them. You're looking, that's our Hopi collection. You move into, this is actually alphabetical, so it goes H, I, J, Jemez, to the S's, Santo Domingo, and San Ildefonso, and Santa Clara. This collection, although it's not among the largest collections in terms of quality and representation, it's one of the best collections. And we've been favorably compared with museums, that would put us in the top 3 or 4 in the country with respect to this type of collection. There's such great representation of moche material, and this is the north coast of Peru, and it dates anywhere from 300 BC to 1200 AD. So there's a good 1,500 years of Peruvian ceramics here. These are for brewing beer. And these are people who live in the Amazon basin. Truly hermetically sealed cases because feathers are so attractive to bugs. We have actually one of the probably among the top 3 or 4 again collections of Amazonian featherwork in the country. But talking about collecting the rest of the world, I mean, you're talking about things like we now have one of the grand collections of New Guinea ceramics. And these are, storage pots for sago palm starch, which is the staple of their, it's their flour that they make bread and everything else from.
I mean, this really is.
This is a spectacular collection. And each of the faces, there's really only 4 facial groups. There are birds, there are humans, there are pigs, and then there are, other kinds of things.
Okay. And this is just a traditional kind of folk art there.
Yeah, it's, yeah. I mean, they still use these. These they still use.
Okay. And then what's this down here?
This is a feast. These are feast bowls. These are these are carved out of wood. So this is using local wood product but these are each family would have at least one of these giant feast bowls for.
Okay.
And then the individual servings are done in these decorated ceramic bowls. And these are all made by different peoples, and they're constantly trading them. We make the wood bowls, you make the ceramic bowls, and we'll give you these, and you give us those, and so it's actually.
You were telling me earlier these are somewhat an endangered kind of piece of art now.
Yeah, the people who make these, there's no reason to make them anymore because people are going to plastic commercial ceramic from Europe. It's cheaper. It's sometimes they're different designs now, obviously with a different aesthetic, and so a lot of this traditional craft is disappearing. We're in the last generation, pretty much.
And this is, I guess, this evolved. You said because basically they live where this clay is,
right?
And then they
that's
trade
what they
up and
did.
down.
Exactly. They're the clay people. They're the ones who had the clay, so they made the bowls, which were traded to the coast for food, and then they would also then trade the food from the coast plus their bowls, and those would go uphill, up the mountains, and those tribes, the groups up there would then provide forest products, wood, and whatnot to the coast, and so you have this constant bartering up and down, and the disruption comes when any of these become obsolete, and so when you have the introduction of European goods, all of a sudden it breaks the cycle. I mean, it happens all over the world. I remember my first trip into the Amazon, where this was 30, 40 years ago, where I thought it would be really cool to take the little flashlights, that you squeeze them, and needs no battery. It's only going to last about a month, but I just thought they would, I thought that the natives in the Amazon would love those things, something that they could see at night. Well, they see perfectly fine at night without stupid little lights, and they didn't like those. What they really loved was a Ziploc bag. They couldn't understand that you just zip it and it's waterproof, bug-proof. It lasts forever. You can still see what's in it. Yeah. And they just thought they were great. And I was thinking, oh my God, I'm introducing plastic. This bag is still gonna be here when somebody comes visit them in 300 years or whatever. And I just didn't know what to do. But they just latched onto that immediately as convenient, efficient, great thing. And they were willing to, trade just about anything for my Ziploc bags. I had like all of 3 of them, 3 or 4 of them, because I was, carrying my shampoo. I was carrying my shampoo, kind of thing. So it was amazing. Just going up and down these aisles, you can see that the rest of the world is sort of coming into the collection. Yeah, this I think is the largest piece of jade in Oklahoma.
Wow.